Welcome to Scorched Earth and a general reading for the sign of Libra, Sun, Moon or Ascendant for the month of July. If you don't know what your Moon or Ascendant signs are, have a look in the description box below. Down there. There's a link down there that will help you, and then you should come back and watch the videos for your Moon and Ascendant signs. Simply because it will give you a better idea of what's going on with you overall than you might get from just your Sun sign. So, got a couple of things to tell you. What do I have to tell you? Forgotten. Oh, the first thing, thank you to all those wonderful souls who have come over to Patreon to support me on there. Your support means more to me than you could possibly ever know. Thank you so much. You're so wonderful. Yes, kind of overwrought with it. It's really validating to see other people value the work that I do as much as I do. Like, I put everything I have into this, so to see people react accordingly is it's actually a little overwhelming, but there we go. What else? Oh, so the 7th of July sees my first anniversary on YouTube. Can't quite believe it's been a year, but it has. So I'm having a live stream to celebrate, but it's not going to be on the 7th, it's going to be on the 5th, because the 7th is Tuesday or something, which is a terrible time for a live stream. So I'm doing it on the Sunday night for me, which is Sunday the 5th of July. So if you would like to come and hang out, I'm going to do some card readings, just one question, one card kind of deal. Maybe have a little competition, give something away. I'll find something awesome. Yeah, and just generally, you know, sort of show my gratitude for all of your support and just have you all with me celebrating if you feel like that, and tip up and join me. The live stream is scheduled already, so if you have a look around you should be able to find it. I think that's everything actually. Yeah, so let's have a look and see what's going on with you, Libra. 3 cards for Libra for July, please. Well, there's the first one. First one is the 6 of Swords. That's interesting. It's air energy, just like you. 2 more cards for Libra, please. It's Libra's current energy. It's all over the shop. The Moon. Take that one, I dropped it. The Moon, which is the card of Cancer in the Major Arcana. Sorry about the night mode, by the way. I couldn't sleep, so I decided I would just come and do some more videos instead of lying staring at my bedroom ceiling. One more card, please. It's coming towards Libra for July. We've got 2. We have got the Knight of Swords and the Wheel of Fortune. That's interesting combination right there. Right, super. At the bottom of the deck we've got the Queen of Swords, and that is you, Libra, right there, being your just self. Actually, with the Queen of Cups hot on your heels there. So, you might not have come out in terms of Major Arcana energy, but you're certainly here in your pip form. So, And actually, given the cards that are on the table now, I quite like the fact that she's at the bottom of the deck there, or at least you are at the bottom of the deck. The shadow card forms the theme for the entire reading. It's kind of like the energy that's underpinning it. And the Queen of Swords is all about filtering out the bullshit. Yeah. She's very even-handed. She's very preoccupied with notions of fairness and just treatment. And she does put emotions to one side when she's making decisions about things. So she makes very reasoned, very logical decisions about stuff. And it seems like that's the kind of mind frame that you're in at the moment, Libra. So let's get some clarifiers and see what's going on. So why is the 6 of Swords here for Libra? Ooh. The World. Okay. Why is the 6 of Swords here for Libra? Ooh. And the Queen of Pentacles. Where's the Moon here for Libra, please? Oh. Moon for Libra. There she is, whatever that is. The 7 of Wands. Can see a theme developing here already. Moon and the Emperor. Yeah, I think I see where this is going. Right. Last couple of cards, the Knight of Swords and the Wheel of Fortune. I've got the Two of Swords in reverse. And the Page of Swords. That's a lot of sword energy we've got on the table. We've got everything apart from the King, and the King did try and flip out of the deck here. Now, at the bottom of this deck, we've got the Four of Swords, and that talks about taking a break sometimes. But it can talk about taking kind of metaphorical step back from a situation, right? It's a card of objective assessment, I think. I'm certainly, you know, when you step back and you kind of muse on things for a little while. And this, in combination with the Queen of Swords, I think is quite powerful, actually. So, underneath that, we've also got the Ten of Wands, and I like this depiction of the Ten of Wands because here she has actually put the wands down, right? It's whatever was burdensome, whatever was, you know, proving to be difficult, it has been put down now, right? It has been completed. Oh, I've had some space here. So, in your recent past, we have the Six of Swords. Now, this can talk about moving away from a situation that has been, in some way, troublesome for you, right? The idea is that there are choppy waters here, and moving into the smoother waters, calmer waters, where things aren't quite so emotionally, and I feel it is emotionally, because it's usually choppy water that we see. Fraught, I guess, is the word that I'm after. There's an element of sadness, I always feel, with the Six of Swords. In most depictions in the tarot, it's a sort of grudging moving away from something, like a kind of weary acceptance that maybe what it is that you wanted from a situation isn't coming, and it's time to move on, it's time to move away. Right? Sometimes it can be not necessarily about like 3D circumstances you find yourself in, you know, leaving a job or, you know, leaving a partner or something like that. Sometimes it can be thought patterns that you're leaving behind, you know, things that were familiar to you once, ways of thinking that were familiar to you once, which now, you know, don't serve you anymore and need to be moved away from, you know, so that you can start something new. Interestingly, in this card, there's no land in sight anywhere. In different depictions, you see like a little island off in the distance. This has just got a kind of smeary fog. And it's almost like you don't really know where you're going. But the important thing was that you moved in the first place, right? You moved away from a thing. And to that end, it didn't really matter that you didn't know where you were going. Now, the cards that follow this up, the clarifiers, are the World there and the Queen of Pentacles. Now, it could be that this situation involved an earth sign. So we're talking Taurus, Capricorn or Virgo. Strictly Capricorn. But it doesn't have to. Because the other way of reading this, and the way that I choose to read the Queen of Pentacles quite often, is that this is somebody who knows the value of something. Right? All of the earth hierarchy I see in that way, apart from the King of Pentacles. That's something slightly different. But the Page, the Knight and the Queen, they all know the value of something. With the Queen, it's knowing the value of yourself, right? I see her as someone who knows how to take care of herself. She knows how to nurture and nourish herself. She understands the concept of filling her own cup first so that she might more effectively be able to go out and help other people. So what we've got here, if you look at that this way, is that you have closed out a cycle on a situation that made you feel some kind of way, right? Made you feel potentially less than, made you feel not valued. And the cycle has been closed out because you valued yourself, right? So you changed the status quo, rightly, as you should have done, by valuing yourself and showing other people how to treat you. Now, once you value yourself and you show everyone how you want to be treated, those people that fail to hit that bar will, you know, exit your life, or you will pick yourself up and you will move out of their life, right? Whichever way it resonates to you, this is what we're going here. And I could see this being friendships, I could see it being a work situation, I could see it being all sorts of things. So you're going to take it as it resonates to you. Take the bones of what I'm saying and see if it applies to your situation. Right? Now, the card you've got in your current energy is the moon. And if you've ever watched any of my videos, you know that I read this as the unconscious. Right? That's what I see here. It is something hidden, yes, but for me that is like kind of like the dark half of you as a human being. It's the bit that you don't really get to see that often. Fucking shorts falling down, hair stuck in the phoenix. Really? So your current energy is is kind of swimming around in what there is underneath. You know, what makes you you. It feels like in the act of valuing yourself more than you have done, in the act of extricating yourself from a situation that was in some way making you feel you know, unloved, uncared for, disrespected, you know, take it as it resonates. I've completely lost my train of thought. I forgot what I was going to say. In the act of doing that, yeah. Okay, so you're now in a state of some reflection, it feels. You've pulled this out from somewhere and you're not really sure where. You knew something was wrong and you've moved away from it. So now, you're kind of like, this was a bit of a surprise. I don't really see this coming. I'm quite surprised in myself that I stood up for myself the way that I did. What's that about? And what we find underneath is actually some fiery energy with you, Libra. We've got the Emperor and we've got the Seven of Wands. The Seven of Wands is Sagittarian energy, that one. And the Emperor is Aries energy. Like both fire. What you seem to have discovered about yourself is actually that you don't flip-flop quite as much as some other signs would have you depicted, I think. Well, this whole thing about Libra not being able to make a decision because they're too busy weighing up all eventualities all the time, you know, indecisive and stuff. Sometimes in that energy where you can't quite make your mind up about something because you can't quite decide if you're being unreasonable or whether what you're saying is, you know, true and valid and therefore requires some action, is that you tend to be occasionally a little bit passive. You're kind of always waiting for more information so that you can make a more informed decision. Now, the information that you're gathering about yourself now comes entirely from within you, and I do feel the sense of surprise that you can't quite believe that you did a thing. But what's underneath is somebody who's taking charge of their own life, right? And also in a quite protective frame of mind. Like, you now understand the value of what you are. You know to a degree what you will put up with and what you won't. And certainly you seem to have been in a situation where you were kind of pushed to make that decision. But in doing so, you kind of found your fire, and that's a really good thing, yeah? Fire and air make a very, very good combination, actually. You know, one, fire, when fanned by air, inner passion and, fire, when fanned by your Libra mind, be quite formidable, actually. It doesn't feel defensive as such, because I feel like that can occasionally have pejorative overtones. It is protective, but it is self-protective, right? You know, what you have now discovered about yourself, you're not going to let anybody take away from you. And in fact, you know, you may be musing on the fact that you allowed something to happen for a period of time, which now, on reflection, you can't quite understand why that happened. Or it might have been an Aries that was involved. That's also potentially possible. But either way, what it is you kind of pulling the fire out of your shadow. Finding your inner kind of like... and not like letting anyone take advantage of you, because I do feel like you were taken advantage of in some way. Now, what's coming towards you in July is the Knight of Swords and the Wheel of Fortune. Now, this is really interesting because the Wheel of Fortune, like card number 10, it's ruled by Jupiter. or corresponds with Jupiter, rather, which is how it comes to be a kind of Sagittarian card, really. But this I've come to see quite recently as a teaching moment card, right? Yes, when your fortunes are improving, you will see this, and you know, it will be, you know, unexpected kind of good luck that comes in that you don't see coming. But it doesn't drop into your lap by accident. This comes off the back of work that you have done, right? Work that you do on yourself allows you to align your energy better with where it should be, and in doing so, you kind of pull things towards you. You create your own, you know, gravity. In fact, you can drag these good things towards you. So it's a teaching moment because there's some kind of checkpoint that you passed that was a good thing, that aligned all of your energy and allowed you to level up, allowed you to bring good things in towards you. And this is what's coming up for you in July. Now, this Knight of Swords is involved somewhere. The Knight of Swords is a messenger. He's very hasty. He's not really one for scrupulous and meticulous kind of detail like the Knight of Pentacles might be. Yeah? But he does get there very fast, and it seems like news of something good is coming in towards you, I think. And I think it might involve something that you have been hitherto quite indecisive about, right? And this, it talks about a decision. And this, I always feel like this is some sort of kind of internal deadlock. You know, we've got like, which one do I choose? You know, it's hitting an impasse. And when it comes around this way, it's like, oh, you've decided what you're going to do. And it seems like there's some good fortune coming in with some news, or the news of the good fortune is coming in, rather, which sways you one way or the other from where you have been, right? Kind of pushes you over, because we've got then this Page of Swords. The Page of Swords is also a messenger, right? This is definitely speaking about news. I would like to pull some more cards for this, please. Tell me about the sort of news that Libra can expect to receive in July. Tower's shown its face, but I'm going to put it in because it kind of fell out sideways, and I don't like taking cards when they do that. But the fact that it's shown its face at all, I think we should probably bring it in, because Tower energy is very, very shocking, and it doesn't always have to be negative. Sometimes the Tower can be positive. It's always positive, but usually at the time that the Tower moment is happening, it feels like your life is falling apart. It's only when you're further down the line you suddenly realise that actually was quite a good thing. Sometimes, though, the Tower appears and it is just a good thing straight from the off. You're like, holy shit, I can't believe this is awesome. And I say this because, Wheel of Fortune here, it's something good, something quite shocking, something that pushes you to something that pushes you to make a decision that you have been putting off for a while. Tell me about this decision, please. We've got the news card again. It's the Eight of Wands. Tell me about the news, please. Don't get all slippery. What's this news for Libra? Ooh. I think you might have the opportunity to work with someone on something that is quite important to you. Okay, now I've seen these cards here, and what we've got is the Seven of Cups, the Two of Cups, and the Three of Pentacles. I can't remember if I said that already. Now that I've seen these cards, I don't think that this is a decision that you've been flip-flopping over. I think that this is genuinely a decision that you didn't know you had to make because that news had not yet arrived. I feel like the reason this is here is because there is no indecision in your mind whatsoever. When this opportunity presents itself, you're just like, fuck yes. Yes, I will do that. I will absolutely do that. You don't need to sit and weigh up everything. It comes straight in, right? so much card of news. And it's a partnership with someone. Well, it might not be a partnership, but it could be a partnership. It's certainly working together with someone else. And this is somebody who understands, I think, the way that you work. They might have complementary skill sets to you. It's not exactly the same as what you do, but it's certainly related. And there's a strengthening of position for both of you individually that comes from working together on something, right? We've got Two of Cups here, which talks about people being on the same page. We've got the Three of Pentacles here, which talks about working together, cooperation, collaboration, teamwork, kind of thing. And then we've got the Seven of Cups. The Seven of Cups can sometimes talk about illusion. It can, fucking Knight of Swords fell out as well, different deck. It can sometimes talk about illusion. And it can sometimes talk about being overwhelmed with choice. But this particular depiction of the Seven of Cups seems to suggest to me more that it's a case of perhaps you have more than one offer. Let's pull another card, please. Tell me about the Seven of Cups, please. The one card for the Seven of Cups. Magician. Okay, we've got the Tower at the bottom of the deck now again, right? This is going to come as a surprise to you, but the Magician card here puts you in a very powerful position because actually you have all the tools you need to do exactly whatever this thing is. Right. And so I was wondering if maybe there was something about the Seven of Cups, which is you having a momentary flip-flop. Yeah, it feels initially a little bit overwhelming. This is what I'm seeing with the Seven of Cups. It's an overwhelming kind of thing that comes in here. And you're a little bit like, ooh, yes, I really, really want to do it, but do I have the skills? You know, is this something that I can actually commit to? Is this, you know, X, Y, Z? And the Magician card coming out straight after says yes, 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 yes to everything, yes. Right? Anything that you're worried about, you can do it. It's absolutely fine. But it is a shock. Defo a shock. Right, I'm going to leave it there, Libra. There is an extended to this. If you're interested and this has resonated with you and you want to come and join me over there, have a look in the description box because there's a link down there. Just follow that to Vimeo. And we'll unpick this a little bit and have a look, because it's interesting how we've gone from this to this, because we never just go from one thing to another. It's always about unlocking doors and, you know, closing other ones behind us and kind of finding a route through. And things feeling like they're happening by chance, but actually they're not fucking happening by chance, because, you know, you doing a certain thing has unlocked a door a little bit further ahead, which you're not going to realise until you get to it. So whatever you closed out here, wherever you valued yourself and you moved away from it, you actually unlocked this opportunity further along. And I think that's fascinating. So if we're leaving it here, then no shade, that's all cool. And I'll see you for the mid-months. Otherwise, come and join me on Vimeo. Take care.